Where you at, man?
The sun rises in the east, but it sets in the west side.
Going up the double.
One of the best producers ever. That was Busta Rhymes. Everything Remains Raw. One of my favorite joints from one of my favorite albums by Bust. Shout out to Busta Rhymes. Let's get busy. What up? I appreciate everybody tuning in right now. What's good? Auntie Leah is in the building. Yvonne, Patricia Blair, Just a Vessel, what's up? Makia Sanders, the Jaguar Wright Effect, Carla Turner, and yeah, all the usual suspects. Again, y'all go follow Auntie Leah. We got a lot of people here. They have channels as well, so please go follow. I will suggest that you guys go follow. And oh yeah, okay, so I guess that would be you guys are 3 hours ahead of so it's 3 hours ahead. That's what it is. What's up? 3 hours ahead. What's up, Leilani? Oh, Leonie Arrington. Are you from LA? Leonie Arrington. My boy's partner was married to a Mary Arrington. I just wanted to see if you were related. But yeah, what's up, y'all? What's up? I'm in the building. Today we're going to talk about a few things. I just wanted to touch in real quick because I gotta go handle some business. I got I got a new addition to the family, y'all. Y'all want to see? I got a new baby on y'all. I know y'all gonna be mad. I got a baby. Brenda's got a baby. Yeah. I had to go over here and check on my new baby. And how come this thing ain't coming up? Hey, wait, what? There was an issue with the file? Hold on 1 second. Why y'all tripping? Yeah, I got a new addition to the fam. And this thing wants to gangbang on me. Hold on 1 second. Why are you tripping? So I guess I'll just have to go and do it another way. Oh, you from New York City? Okay, that's what's up. Yeah, my boy, his wife, well, his I would say ex-wife. Well, how do you do that? Like if someone does get married after, somebody done passed on, like, yeah, I get, I don't know. It's complicated, but I mean, I don't know. The homie passed away. Then I saw that she had carried. I mean, life goes on. You can't just, you can. That's just what But anyway, hold on. Let me show y'all because I know people gonna be like, I was supposed to start early, and I had to just go check on some stuff and get some things together. But overall, yeah, hold on. The new addition to the family, y'all. I don't know why this thing is tripping. Where we at? Yeah. I have well, for all due purposes, this is my new baby. She's a baby cane corso, and I don't know what I'm gonna name her, but she's a little baby, and I'm gonna start her off right. So I had to go check on her, and so she's still with the mommy. Yes, it's a baby, like she's barely a few weeks old. So I have to just let her sit with the mama. The mama's a sweet little, look like Marmaduke, but black But yeah, they all, she got black and gray sisters and brothers. So I ain't naming her Wes. We're gonna name her. I think I'm gonna name her after my baby sister because she's a. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Looks like a Gracie. I'm gonna let my daughter name her. I'm gonna let the baby name her. So that's what I'm gonna do. So yeah, the little baby King Corso. Why y'all put me up there like that? Okay, let's go back to normal. There we go. Boom. Yeah, I ain't had a dog. I ain't had like a big dog in forever. The last little dog I had that my kids had, it was a Chihuahua Cocker Spaniel mix. The first dog I had was a German Shepherd when I was little. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and you say what? My dog names are not normal. One if Michelle and the other is Creed. You calling her Wes? Okay. No, I don't know. I'm gonna figure out. She might get like a Native American name. That's and then. But yeah. Welcome to the set, y'all. I am in the building, and I just wanted to chop it up real brief because I was looking at a couple of content creators just out here capping, and I did a digital drive-by yesterday. Had Jag in the building, and hold on, I'll invite anyone that wants to come up can come up, but just only after I just do my little brief presentation. I'm not gonna be too long. It's basically like just a little bit of a what do you call it? I'm just going over some stuff because I'm looking at content creators now, and they're like saying things just to be saying things, just being real sensational when you really look at their context and their content. But no offense or none. Shout out to Ronnie B. I saw him on Sean Kelly's podcast. I think I took some notes. Did I take my notes? I didn't take a whole bunch of notes, but I saw him on Sean Kelly's podcast. This happened some time ago, and I finally just saw it. I just finally reviewed it, and I said, let me take a listen to see what he's talking about. So, well, first off, some of these content creators will say things that are lightweight, baseless. And they say things that kind of go along with a particular narrative. So that's part of the reason why I started the conversation about Ronnie B, gang politics, and Big U. The boogeyman, Big U. There's this narrative being pushed right now about Big U. Now, I'm not a Big U supporter or nothing like that. Don't get it twisted. I'm not in support of Big U, but I'm just paying attention to these narratives that are being pushed about certain people. I grew up in the same neighborhood that Big U used to run around in. So, and people know, I know OGs. I ain't gonna mention them, but I know some OGs, and they look out for me. And yeah, they tell me some, real stuff. And it's just certain stuff I don't say, but there's certain things that I will say in regards to Big U and how they're painting him. I remember Big U when he had the curl before he got locked up in the early 90s. Shout out to those who know. I just had I saw somebody interacting with me online, making a few comments, and I'm like, oh, that's the homie Rough Dog. So Rough Dog know what it is. Shout out to Rough Dog. He made a comment on my interview not my interview, but my video I did when I was doing my West Side Stories. And I'm gonna get back to the West Side Stories. We're gonna get back to the West Side Stories. But he made a comment because he knew the people that I was talking about. I was like, oh, I know who you are. You Rough. What's up? Shout out to Rough. And yeah. There's people up there that shout out to rest in peace to Banker T, one of the OGs who I saw in that neighborhood that kind of showed me manhood, man, like showing me how to be a man, how to hustle, how to stay on your stuff. And Banker T, man, shout out to him. So, but I grew up in that area, and I would see everybody. I would see people. I would see. They know me. I don't know if some clown out here talking about some. Do they know me? Yeah, they know me. Trust me. Why don't you go ask if Big U didn't go to jail? Would Death Row be a thing? That's a good question, Makia. I think we'll talk about that. I'll do something about that. I'm working on getting. I got it. I want to get in contact with Suge. I really do, because he's been mighty quiet. There's a lot of people that's been pretty quiet, but that's a good question that you asked about Big U, Death Row. But we'll talk, because the people that really run stuff behind the scenes. Shout out to my people on the other side. I got Compton folks who got affiliations with, let's just say, people like Tony Lane, Stan Shepard, all them real decent dudes. You could probably put them in the same vein as a Big U, but like, because they're quote unquote gang affiliate, but they're really not. It's complicated. But shout out to them, because I know some people. That's why I said that'll have to be a whole nother conversation. Makia, this is what she asked. I think Death Row would still be a thing. Again, y'all don't know, Death Row was originally supposed to be called Future Shock. That was the original name for Death Row. Yeah, like it's deep. It's deep. That's a whole different avenue we would go down. But I'm going to talk about the gang politics, these online streets politics, and what the narrative that's being pushed right now why people are talking about Big U. So if you guys don't know, it was supposed to be called Future Shock. It's a dude that's named by DJ Unknown. You rarely gonna get an interview with him, and I didn't even know who he was. I'm sitting there with me and Lonzo. I was working with Lonzo some time ago, and this fool was right here. DJ Unknown. I've heard of Unknown. I bought mixtapes. We knew of Unknown, and I'm like, oh, that's when he left, Lonzo was all right, Unknown. I'm like, wait, that's DJ Unknown? He's like, yeah. DJ Unknown don't talk to nobody as far as like interview, but he was giving me game, and yeah, he was the one. Like, that whole Death Row thing is a whole. That's the beginning of Death Row, like how they did Boys in the Hood, how they dramatized that and made that a feature length. They could do one on Death Row. It would be like Power. It would be a series, because there's so many people involved, so intricate. Harry O. It's an interesting story. But yeah, shout out to DJ Unknown. He was very instrumental in the beginning of Death Row, because I think it was Future Shock, supposed to be in Future Shock, then they turned it to Def Jam, Death Row, and then it was just Death Row. Yeah, there still would be a big a Death Row without if Big U didn't get locked up. I'll say that. My brother was probably supposed to be like the Suge, but he didn't want that. He didn't want that role, and I get it. It's because there's a lot of politics that are involved when it comes to music, black music. There's mafia ties. There's black mafia. There's Italian mafia. There's Jewish mafia. I saw somebody put something out there about Atlantic Records. People don't know Atlantic Records is Jewish mafia. Hey, don't shoot the messenger. That's just what it. That's why I say we'll talk about that, and I can go in on that stuff because I know. And shout out to all these content creators, because in order for you to really get up here and be a content creator, if you don't know your ish, it's gonna show. You can get up here and talk to you by yourself. You gotta know. You gotta know. And I know, but I would just like really go get certain people's insight. Like when I put together my documentary Set in the West, I knew the story, but I really couldn't piece it together like I wanted to present it to the public. So that's why I talked to different people. That's why I went and talked to even people on the East Coast. Shout out to Black Dot, Professor Griff. And I went and got my West Coast family and Uncle Jam's Army members. Shout out to all of them. So yeah, like if you're a content creator, you really got to know your stuff. Don't be on here just, don't let nobody sell you bologna and tell you it's steak. That's really what I want to say. Don't let nobody sell you some freaking bologna and say it's steak, right? So like I say that about, no offense to Ronnie Bo. Ronnie Bo is on a crusade to, I guess, bring the peace. I believe Ronnie Bo is Midwest, Chicago, that area. So the gang politics and the gang stuff out there is different from West Coast. I know he spoke on some West Coast stuff, and I respect what he has going on, or what he's trying to get going on over there with bringing the peace to the gangs and the youth, because this stuff got to stop. The reason why Rock Nation is where it's at right now is because the propagation of the culture, the denigration, the death culture, because hip hop really is higher infinite power healing our people. But this rap stuff and this entertainment stuff is not that. It's something that's not healing our people. It's hurting our people. So I understand where he's coming from that angle. But I know he made a statement about, he made a bunch of stuff. I'll get into the Big U stuff. But I know he made a lot of good points, and he was saying some stuff about the youth being misled. He made a comment about Kanye, which wasn't 100% true, because he said Method Man went up there and said, "Yeah, Kanye, I'm very disappointed," because he said he's supposed to be working with Kanye, and then he said he's disappointed in Kanye. He has to disassociate himself from Kanye because Kanye admitted that he was, how could I say it nice? I don't even want to say the F word. I would say, he said Kanye West admitted to slurping draws from 6 years old. So y'all can, when I say slurping draws, y'all, and no offense to Big U, because that's Big U's gang name, Big Draws, or they call them draws, right? So I'm not trying to make fun of that either. But he basically said something that wasn't true. It wasn't right. It wasn't exact. If someone in the conscious community back day, if they were to just present themselves and say, "Hey, I'm this," and you just believe them at face value, you'd look silly. No, you'd have to come and quantify yourself. Like Delbert Blair, shout out to Delbert Blair, rest in peace, one of my favorites. And he would tell you who he is, and he would give you back like, "Hey, I studied under this person, that," like, and then he's coming with the facts. So then you could take your notes, because you take your notes and then you research, and you go back and you're like, "Oh, he was on point." Nowadays anybody can just come online and say anything, and then people believe it. So not only do we gotta stop the death culture within the hip hop, quote unquote hip hop, we got to stop the lying in the dramatization. Like, people just got to be straight up real, don't front. So he made a comment about Kanye, said him and Kanye were not going to be working together. He's supposed to work together, but he's not working with Kanye because Kanye admitted to slurping draws when he was 6. And then he also mentioned, Method Man verified it. No, what Method Man did was a science experiment. This was way back in the day. Method Man did an interview with someone out in the parking lot. And shout out to Meth. I met Meth at Essence Fest a long time ago, just real brief. That was the only time I ever met Meth. Meth is cool as hell. And yeah, like he did a science experiment. He basically was like, "Yo, this is what he said." And let me tell you how they took it out of context. This is what he said.
But what, a lot of times what happens is, right, I cut these little promos and shit to niggas and shit like that, right? Sometimes it depends on what a nigga say. Yeah. Niggas say some controversial shit like, "Fuck Kanye West, I hate that nigga, man. Plus I seen the nigga at one of the puff parties and shit sucking dick in the bathroom. Watch how viral that shit go." Real shit.
See, Meth he did a science experiment, and basically the only thing that everybody caught was this.
Yeah. Niggas say some controversial shit like,
I think, okay. The clip that went viral was this clip with Neff saying this.
"Fuck Kanye West, I hate that nigga, man. Plus I seen the nigga at one of the puff parties and shit sucking dick in the bathroom."
Ronnie Bo went on and made a statement and said that he's not working with Kanye, but the reason why he isn't is because of whatever. And then Method Man backed it up. But y'all saw the full context of the conversation. And it's a 3-minute video. I just played that 30 seconds. The 30 seconds of him even explaining what was going on about, the way media works. Because I think he was griping with World Star. He had a gripe with World Star or whatever. There's been a whole lot of stuff. They threw Meth under the bus for, like, supposedly he slept with Wendy Williams. This was, I don't know if it's true or not, but the way these rumor mills were running, they were like, yeah, he was sleeping with Wendy Williams, and he's the one telling Wendy Williams all this stuff, and that's how Wendy Williams found out that his wife had the C word. And I'm not gonna, I got much respect for Meth, and you don't really see a whole lot of stuff out there on Meth is because Meth know how to keep his stuff, intact. So when Wendy revealed about his wife having, something back in the day, I think she's healed from it now. And then, they went out and about. He was explaining how they were out and about, and people were kind of looking at his wife because she had, possibly had, and he was just like, yeah, and that's how you gotta move when you're in this entertainment industry. People want to know all about your personal, and I get it, but you ain't gotta let them know everything. So yeah, Meth was like just throwing a science experiment out there and saying, hey, I could say this and watch how this go viral. And it went viral. Everybody was like, oh my God. And people are still running with it to this day. Ronnie Bo, for one, he's running with it today, saying like, yeah, Method Man said it. No, he said it, but he didn't say it like it was true. He's like, that ain't true. Yeah, I think he even said it at the end. He's like, well, look, this ain't even true.
Viral that shit.
Real shit.
The shit ain't even true, my nigga. Yeah.
He like, that shit ain't even true. But to this day, people are still running with what he said. That's why it's very important to watch what comes out your mouth, right? Because you're liable. I've been saying that for the past couple of days as far as the Noah Jacob situation. And even me, I put the onus on me. I said, I put some stuff out there, and then, it got jacked by Truth Is. And I don't want to mention, I didn't want to mention this troll, but this troll went online today. Some dude that I did a roast on a long time ago. Y'all can go back and see. I roasted the hell out this dude. I went like a whole hour just on his teeth. But he came out talking about I'm working with Rock Nation, and some people after him, and Jaguar Wright bike. The reason why I mentioned it 30 years later is because some of these people are not right in their head. So just like back day with the conscious community, you couldn't just come out and just talk. You got to get permission from the elders, and people you got to quantify yourself, and people what you're saying, people got to be able to back it up. For real. Now, if you saw something with your own eyes, yeah, that's, but you got to be able to back. So some of these people right now are just online, just saying stuff just to get attention. Now, I'm not saying that about Ronnie Bo, but I'll say that about the two chief guy, Marlon, the mask, and I'm gonna keep clowning Marlena because he literally, like, he's a colorist. He called me a monkey. He called me a gorilla. Like, just because I'm dark skinned and handsome, he called me a gorilla. I'm like, dude, why? I didn't even come at him. I was just, he called me all kind of monkey neck. I was like, this colorist, this bucktooth beaver. His wife, I'm sure his wife can't have no kids, because when he go down on his wife, he give her a hysterectomy every goddamn time. What's up, Kiki Eyes? So he was also over there. Ronnie Bo was over there at Two Teeth's. Marlena's was interviewing him, and they had Jaguar Wright's name in the title. Did they even mention what's up, Barbara J? What up, Gret? Brett Fresky, I ain't seen you in a minute. Yeah, they had her name in there just I was like, for what? What does she have to do with this conversation? Because they were essentially talking about like gang reform, and Marlena is not even like American. I don't think he's American. He's something else. No offense to them something else. But he was talking all kind of stuff about, the black community in America and how he wanted to present something better for the black community in America and this and that. Marlena, number one, again, I talked about the credibility part of the game. Some of these guys, like, number one, where did you come from? Who knows you? Who knows you? Nobody, no one. You guys are trying to build your bones. You guys started with everybody does this Jaguar grift online. Associate yourself with Jaguar. Maybe you're in agreement, or you side with what she says. You want to platform her, and then after a while, then you go against her. So then you get a certain type of following. So you get yourself in a particular algorithm, grifting off of Jaguar's name, and then you go 180 on her, and then it's like, yeah, the things people do for clicks and views is crazy. Not saying that about Ronnie though. I get where Ronnie is coming from. He genuinely wants to help these youth, and he's putting in work. But yeah, man, it's just like certain people, they shouldn't really. You got to watch who you platform, or which platforms you go to, and you also got to watch what you say. So the situation with Big U, he's tying in the, Jeff Ford and these other gangsters and Larry Hoover, and then he mentions Big U, and he calls Big U Big Dummy. He calls Big U the Big Bully. And then he also mentioned about going on different platforms, and certain platform hosts will instigate certain stuff. But it's like, I think he was instigating a situation about Big U, because he mentioned the tie-in to PNB Rock's unalivement at the Roscoe's in LA, not the famous one, and at the East Side Roscoe's. Like, if you from LA, don't go to that East. Don't go to that Roscoe's. That's the Roscoe's by my sister's house. I'm like, I do not go to that Roscoe's. I used to work for the owner, so I kind of know a little bit about which restaurants is what and where. The one in Long Beach is the business. Like, they got a jazz bar. They got it's popping. One on the East Side, the one on Main and Manchester. You don't go there. I honestly think it was wrong place, wrong time. I think he's trying to tie in some of the situations that was going on with Big U. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. So, what gang politics means in hip hop. The gang politics in hip hop, I could start by saying in New York, in the late 70s, early 80s, Bambaataa, after Bambaataa got the gangs together and said, we're not going to fight each other with violence. We're going to battle each other. Graph, with the 4 elements of hip hop, graph, or MCing, or DJing, or b-boying, right? So I guess he's spotlighting gang politics in hip hop now because it's bringing the culture down, but you can't put it on like a person just like a Big U. He mentioned Big U getting the check-in policy from Jay Prince. And shout out to Jay Prince. Jay Prince has been targeted by the feds. If you read his book, and it's crazy. And this is part of the reason why I'm even saying this, because most people that are in hip hop, if you made your name, if you're prominent, you're a target by the higher ups in certain government uh, entities, or the 3 letters, right? So he mentioned Big U starting the check-in policy on the West Coast because he got it from Jay Prince. So the issue that he had with it is like you're not checking. White folks don't have to check in. It's only black people. He mentioned that Big U extorted Shaq. Some other people that he mentioned Big U extorted, and he basically was just saying like it's bad. I get it. It is bad to extort, but I don't think Big U's intention was really about extortion. I think it really was about protection, because the way LA works, LA is so spread out. It's almost like, hey, come holler at me. Maybe okay. The way it should be is it shouldn't be a check-in. It should just be like, come holler at me, because you got all kind of people that will come out here. This is the Wild West. They'll come out here just to rob you and bounce. You can hop on the 5, you can hop on the 10, and you could be out of here, and you could be out of the state in 3 hours. So I think Big U's situation really was just kind of like a thing about protection, or protecting those that he really care about. I don't know the whole intricate details, but I know when I talk to the OGs, they were like, yeah, this whole thing with the Big U checking in stuff, it's BS. It's not made up, but it's like they're just putting extras on it. It's almost like, things could be good for you, but the person wielding what's good for you could wield it in a way where it messes up a whole bunch of people. You get what I'm saying? So him doing the check-in policy, I don't think the intention was about extortion, even though I'll get back to that too. The thing with Big U right now, the thing that the feds might be able to get him on is that money. I know that there was one guy who was working with him, who was working with the feds from years ago, because the dude had got big pounds of weed, got busted with it, and they were like, yo, you're gonna get down for this, or you're gonna have to work with us. And he basically got Big U in that situation where he had marked money, federal marked money. As far as the other stuff that goes with Big U, because Ronnie B mentioned the M word, the unalivement of someone on the hands of Big U, and there was supposedly a DNA caught in between. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not an investigator. I don't get paid to investigate. But yeah, Ronnie B's dig at Big U. I don't know if it was critique or if it was defamation, but I think he's going off of what he heard other people say, because he mentioned Whack 100, and you got to be very careful. You can't cross the line from where it's critique or defamation. Just like I mentioned him mentioning the Method Man snippet, and it was out of context. You can pull something up and say, yeah, Method Man said this, but for it to fit your narrative, and if it's nefarious, like what I'm saying right now, it's crossing that line, critique into defamation. And then him alleging the connections between Big U and the PNB Rock situation. Rest in peace to PNB Rock. Is that truth or is that conspiracy? I don't know. I just think the situation that happened with PNB Rock, wrong place, wrong time. He didn't know. Some people were saying his woman set it all up. I just know that Roscoe's, I never go there. I ain't shoot. I could be hungry. I could be having a hankering for I'll never have a hankering for an Obama special. And I'm glad they changed it. It's no longer the Obama special. It's something else. But if I have a hankering for Herb's special, right? I'm not going to that one. I'm gonna go all the way to Hollywood. I'm gonna go all the way to the other side of Inglewood and get it. I just think the P&B Rock situation was wrong place, wrong time. I don't think Big U had anything to do with it. But the main thing is this: is Big U the boogeyman or a scapegoat? Media outlets and influencers are painting Big U as a villain to stoke drama. That's just what I think. And I'm not saying Big U is this. I'm not saying I'm not caping for Big U at all. But yeah, hold on. I'm gonna put the live in the chat. I don't know if you said it. But if y'all want to come up, go ahead, hit the link. We about to just have a little bit of a party because I'm about to wrap it up anyway. But yeah, it could be both. I get you, Gret. You're Gret Fresky. It could be both. Yeah, I shared the live. It's right there. It's right here. Y'all come on up if you want. I will take any questions, any comments, anything you guys want to add on to it. It's great. But yeah. The main thing about this is like crossing that line between criticism and defamation. I'm just going on record and I'm saying definitely Big U is a target, and Ronnie B calling him a big dummy. I wouldn't call that guy, and I'm not afraid of Big U or nothing like that, but I wouldn't call him a big dummy. I think he did some messed up stuff. He has a good heart, just like you said in your commentary. There are people who've done things in the past, and do we give them grace? Do we give them credit, or do or do we just let them hang on to what it is that what they've done and just kind of let them live on that? Or do we do we give them grace? Do we forgive? We're all human. There we go. Exactly. Gret Fresky says your device is not connected, bro. I'm trying to add you. I'm trying to add my man, and it's not working. I don't know. I'll be up here another 5 minutes. Disconnect, try to reconnect. You've been up all, yeah. But anyway, what do y'all think? Y'all can leave comments in the comment section. And in fact, let me just put that up. I think I can show y'all comments here. Boom. Anybody got anything to say? And that's all I had to say. This is not really about starting no mess or nothing like that. It's really just about say thanks to everyone that got me. Yeah, that's what's up. Auntie Leah's at 1,000. That's what's up. Congratulations. Congratulations to Auntie Leah. She got 1,000 subs. And that's great. That's what's up. So yeah, we doing a party. I guess we'll head over to Auntie Leah after this. Okay, if you at the hospital, okay. All right. Well, next time, bro, like, you can come on up. But I appreciate you even hitting the link. Anybody else want to hit the link? Go ahead. Let's go. Other than that, like I said, that's all I really got to say. Oh, you're not going live? Okay. Well, when you go live, when you go live, we're there for you. We're like Larry H. Parker. I'm here for you. Okay. Okay, that's it. I honestly, that's all I really had to say. I didn't really want to go. I'm not going in on anything he really said or whatever. But like I said, I will say that a lot of us got to be not only responsible for the words that come out of our mouth, but just the particular platforms we get on. I definitely, y'all know I ain't rocking with Marlena at all. So them going on that platform or him going on that platform. I mean, well, that's his voice. I get it. It's cool. But to me, they've shown themselves to be very they're not credible. They're incredible. I'll call them. I'm gonna call them the Incredible Podcast. They're very incredible. Look that up. One of my professors in college was like, yeah, some philosopher he knew said the Bible is they asked him, what do you think about the Bible? And he said, well, he said, I think the Bible is a very incredible book. And no one everybody left him alone after that. But I think dude was low key like an atheist. And he's like, they didn't really peep. The word incredible means not credible. I wouldn't say the Bible is an incredible book. I wouldn't say that. But I know a lot of these podcast platforms are very incredible. That's what I'm going to call them. I'm going to call them very incredible. Very incredible books. Incredible. I mean, very incredible platforms. Not rocking with any of the incredible platforms. But that's it. That's it. That's it. Anything else? I guess nobody else is hitting the link. Nobody got nothing else to say? Okay. All right. Well, anyway, I'm gonna be up out of here, like I said, because I wasn't gonna be here too long anyway. So overall, though, let's do this. Hold on. I don't know. Anybody else? Oh wait, somebody coming up. Oh, there you go. Hey, where you at?
I'm right here.
Oh, there you go.
New format.
Yeah, just a different layout. This is actually the layout that was set up for like you and Demore, all that. Like yeah. What's up?
Nothing much. I saw nobody was hitting the link, so I figured, I might as well come up, treat it like the Apollo, rub the wood, and hey, let's go.
All right.
It's been a minute. The channel is back. I don't know why nobody wants to come up. It was a really interesting conversation. Lots of great points made.
Yeah, I wasn't, and again, I wasn't trying to ruffle no feathers. It's really just about people getting on certain platforms and doing exactly that. Just platforming themselves to talk about someone, and they're crossing that line. Is it their critique, or is it the defamation side of the game?
Well, I mean, I'm probably the wrong person to have that conversation with.
Right. Well, I ain't gonna say right like that because people can't say that you were lying about a lot of stuff. They can't say you were lying about the things you said
Actually,
about Diddy.
they can, because they do. And that's the
Well,
thing. People say I'm lying about a lot of things, even though they can't prove it. They're just going to keep saying it and keep saying it and keep saying it. So for me, what I guess where I stand in the whole situation is, it's not whether or not somebody's lying. It's you have to ask yourself what you really believe. What do you believe? There's so many people that tell so many lies about me every day. And they do it with such confidence. So I can, when I look and I have to ask myself, did you bother to go and check where that information came from? Did you bother to go and see what the context was behind it? I liked, you playing the whole meth thing because, yeah, he said the thing that he said and then turned around and said, it's not true. But there are some people that are just going to double down on that one part. They don't care what he said before. They don't care what he said after. They don't care about anything. It's the same thing with me. There's so many people that play a clip of this of me, or a clip of that of me, or a video of this of me, or a video of that of me. And guess what? It's not the whole context. It's not everything that happened before. It's not everything that happened after. But they get to take that one little moment in time and they get to remix it and spin it and make it whatever they want to make it. And,
right.
We have to all just not be so quick to just believe everything we see. We got to be, it's, for someone like me who have had some really, really, really rough things to say about a lot of people and about a lot of different situations, it's the things that I see people get hung up on that bother me. Because people say, oh, she said this about Jay-Z. Oh, she said this about Diddy. But I said a lot of things about a lot of other people too. And ain't nobody hung up on that. I don't hear anybody saying, oh my God, did you hear what she said about Aaliyah? Oh my God, did you hear what she said about Jill Scott? Oh my God, did you hear what she said about Erica Badu? They don't sit there and go crazy over those things. They don't. They don't say anything. I just find it funny what people tend to get fanatical about.
Yeah.
Oh, she only talks about this. Not true. I have told many real stories about a lot of things. I had a rough conversation a couple years ago about Patti LaBelle and the Temptations. And nobody from the Temptations or Patti LaBelle had anything to say about any of it, and neither did anyone else.
And Jag, I because the thing is this, even with like, I'll put you up on something real quick. I know you mentioned something about Gladys Knight. So
what about Gladys Knight? I saw that a content creator actually recently did something, a video talking about Jaguar Wright said this about Gladys Knight. What
that's exactly. They were talking about how it was some money stuff. And well, number one, they're like, well, how did she know this and blah, blah, blah. Well, I know why you know it. I know why you know it. I know how you know it.
How do I know it?
Because you know these people.
Because she told me herself. We talked about it. She was mentoring me about how the game traps you up and how they do different things and how you have to be careful, even with the men that are in your life. Because part of the reason why she was in that situation was because her ex-husband, Barry Hankerson, put her in that situation. And Barry Hankerson is also the person that put Aaliyah in her situation with Robert Kelly. It's just funny to me because people really have a hard time dealing with the fact that I actually know these people. Whether they talk about me anymore or not, that really doesn't matter. What does matter is that none of them have bothered to come out to refute anything that I've had to say or said that I'm lying because they know I'm telling the truth.
Yeah.
See,
even the Brian McKnight situation is bullshit because he didn't sue you. It's like he just used TMZ as a vehicle to say what, and then it turned out that, yeah, like you get where I'm going with the shit, right? Like as far
listen to me. You spoke about it, and I totally put it out of my mind.
He didn't sue you. Like there's no, but that's a whole see. Because
I'm not even going to speak. Listen to me. There was a content creator just days before the Diddy verdict came in that was running with that story. People need to ask themselves why they believe the things that they believe and why they choose to. I always say it's not the liar that bothers me. It's the people that carry it and pass it around that bother me. Because a liar is going to lie and you can listen to it, but you don't have to buy into it. You don't have to, you know what I mean? You don't have to fall for it. You don't have to make it.
The truth has way more weight than a lie. A lie always falls apart. I don't care what people can lie about me and say whatever. Look, people can lie about you. They do lie about you.
They do lie about me. I love how people like to sit up there and try to make my career seem like it never happened. And people really need to look at how that works, how scary that is, that people have the ability to spend enough money to choke off enough of your reality from history, to scrub things from the internet, to do all of these things to try to make people forget that you are what you are. The day that we were doing Unplugged, I'll never forget the first time I saw somebody said Jaguar Wright and Jay-Z killed Unplugged, and then they had the picture of Mary J. Blige, who changed her outfit to look just like what I was wearing, sitting in the seat. I was sitting in the seat because I was pregnant. But everything else from that day, images scrubbed. So people need to ask themselves, it's why do you buy into this? And it's just funny because anybody can put anything up on a screen. And guess what I'm learning? People will believe it. They'll believe it. Just because they see it. It doesn't matter if it's edited. It doesn't matter if it's AI'd. It doesn't matter if it's remixed. It doesn't matter if it's fried, dyed, and laid to the side. People literally have gotten to the point now where they just believe whatever pops up on a screen.
Right.
And that's scary. Because what happens when they decide to convince you that the second coming of Christ has happened, and they put some images up in the video, and you actually think that that's the God that you serve coming back? You know what happens then? We got to ask ourselves why we're so gullible. And not only that, there's been a lot of people suffering from depression, suffering
Mm-hmm.
from feelings of loneliness and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why nobody's paying attention to the fact that maybe a lot of that has to do with what's coming through your screen. You know, people don't pay attention to subliminal imaging, frequency, noises, sound. All of these things, if put together in certain formats, they have the ability to change your mood, to change how you're feeling. You know, sometimes all you got to do is just turn it off and you'll find yourself feeling better. But if you look at the world we live in, the truth is, the way things are set up, we're always on these devices. We're always on these screens. And then I'm thinking about right before Triple X Stacion passed away and how he started preaching about the power of frequencies,
Mm-hmm.
healing frequencies, and poisoning frequencies. They really wanted him to stop talking about that, didn't they?
Yep. 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 Yeah, no, and all that is real. Even you get down to the foods. Like I'm starting to check the diet, my diet, because I don't want to get like prostate cancer. Shout out to Dr. Funkenstein. He's battling that right now. Everybody pray for my guy, Dr. Funkenstein. But I know a lot of Black men that have gone through that, and they, but it's the food. It's processed food, and you eat too much of that processed stuff, it affects your prostate. We're eating fake food. We're not even listening to real music. We're listening to fake music. You're looking at a fake construct on the internet that people are believing in, and they're not really tapping into real life. That's why I was like, people are laughing at me for laying on the ground at the park. I'm like, yeah, I'm grounding. That's what you should do. You should do that every day. You really should. But you got to really ground yourself, and you got to ground your mind into something that's real, not this, superficial BS.
Well, I mean, the truth is, the world's starting to become like a whole simulation. And the question is, do we really know what's real anymore? People are going to supermarkets and paying top dollar to buy fruit that don't even taste like what it's supposed to taste like anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, they just keep eating it. Nobody bothers to ask, why doesn't a watermelon taste like a watermelon anymore? When did bananas become tasteless? Honeydew melons that taste like cardboard box. Like, what's going on? Like, what are we really buying into?
Yeah, that's the question. That's a good question. Maybe we could talk about that on the next go round.
Yeah.
Because let me get back to my editing stuff that I've been doing, and too worried about cigarette smoke. Yeah, people are too but no, always ground yourself in something real. And yeah, a lot of people are going through it. And I pray that if you're going through it, just always know it's gonna get better regardless. Like, it's gonna get better. I think a lot of people need to hear that too, because I think some people just give up. They're stuck into the mindset of right now. And that's the problem with society and the way everything is constructed right now. And now I'm starting to think about what Sophia said, what to you about, I'm sorry what they did to your mind. She is so on point, because your mind is everything. Your perception of reality, observation affects your reality. Your perception is everything. And if you can't see yourself out of a certain situation, you're going to be hopeless. If you don't see, it's going to get better tomorrow, or even if some doctor with a white coat come and try to diagnose you with something, you can always reverse it. Trust me. But if you don't see that in your mind, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, Sophia Stewart was right. You know, I feel bad for what they done to your mind, and I see it every day now. I'm like, yeah, people be trying to run all kind of game on you, and you
And they're
know,
getting away with it. That's why we have so many trolls and scammers here on this app. We have a lot of international ones too, because
uh oh,
unfortunately
uh oh,
Americans have been come to know, we're known as the most gullible people on the face of this earth. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that come over here from overseas playing, games on the internet. I'll never forget, there was a woman that I knew. Guy from Africa, oh, he wanted to marry her. Oh, he wanted to do this. Got $10,000 out of her because he needed that amount of money to get his passport and to get his this and to get his that, so that he could come over here and marry her. And guess what? He never showed up. Never showed up. I know women who are busy trying to save superstars who are being held hostage by their managers and sending them money every day, have no idea who they're sending money to, and doing it comfortably, freely. It's ooh, it's
let's
scary.
let's let's talk about that
Another time, yeah, because that's
on
a
another
lot.
stream. Yeah, because that's a whole nother thing where your reality is so you've already been enamored by Hollywood, and then you meet someone online and they tell you that they're this person when knowing god dang on what. I mean, I saw a picture of somebody who was like, and this is funny, and I'm gonna leave after this. They had a picture of a Beyonce lookalike, and the guy was like, yeah, this Beyonce needed to get back to Jay-Z, and this was in Atlanta, and I ordered her Uber. I'm like, oh, and he took a picture of her. The girl kind of looked like Beyonce, but I'm like, dude, are you that? Like you that? Because it was like Beyonce with no security. Okay. But people
Yeah, she was just lost out there in the world and needed a Uber of all things.
your Uber.
Not a black car, but a Uber.
An Uber. Where did she go? All right. That was funny. Were you going live? You doing anything? What's up?
Not quite sure. I gotta check a few things out. There's some curious stuff going on.
Okay. All right. Let me know. I'll be in the
Will
house.
do.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all coming on, and I appreciate y'all checking on us. All right. So
I haven't heard that in a while. It's been a long time since I've been in the studio, and yeah.
and cooked up, huh?
No, just
I'm a,
I forgot what it's like.
no.
Yes.
We got to get back in here. That's why I'm glad the people that joined. We got 42 in the building. We appreciate that. Y'all hit the like button when before you get out of here. All right. And yeah, got a lot of other things. Oh, if you're not aware,
Tomorrow,
Jaguar Wright has an exclusive lecture. Just go to our website if you really want to be a part of it. If you already Patreon, I think you already got the what do you call it? The link. So if you want to be a part of it, just go to her website and follow up, and you could be a part of it. It's going to be a very powerful conversation. I think I have to push it a little bit early because Dr. Short wanted to, he has some stuff he got to do too. So I think for the first part, it'll be just Dr. Short, and then, Jag, you're going to do what you do. But we might have to do another one in a couple of weeks or a week later, because it's so much. Like you said, it's a lot of stuff going on right now. But yeah, y'all could be a part of that conversation. And this is all offline. This is not on you. It's never gonna be on YouTube. None of it is gonna be on YouTube. It's gonna be specifically for the family. Very pertinent information as well. I think y'all might want to check in because I don't know. You might end up saying something about a particular person that we affectionately call
Too heated tonight, face bitch.
I don't know.
I don't know.
You don't know.
I mean, we could,
wait.
but
We can wait.
no, because that whole situation, like I've been I've been thinking about it, and the truth is I don't want to get too much of my feelings about it because I get sick and tired of seeing um the same bad characters and bad actors get
Mm-hmm.
away with the same thing over and over and over again. And in this instance, I'm really hoping people will take it seriously because for whatever reason, a lot of people think that, oh, if it's said on YouTube, it's not really real. It's just entertainment. Oh, it's not
Mm-hmm.
really real. It's just entertainment. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
she didn't mean that literally. Oh, no, that was just a gag. It would, no, no, all of this shit is real.
It is. It
It's
is. It
real.
is. Well, like I said, we already know what you're gonna do tomorrow, but that though, yeah, I think, yeah, let's just wait. Let's just wait. I think you got something with that. But anyway, y'all, we up out of here, and we appreciate
Peace.
y'all. All right, peace.
Why was Mo in Oak Cliff that day? I don't know. Why did they blame Yellow Beezy? I don't know. Truth is, Boosie had a lot to gain by watching Mo 3 move around. Maybe that's why they shot him over there at the Big T after the wake. A lot of shit goes down at the Big T, but for Boosie to get shot, I guess that's why Mo 3 got shot right over there. I guess that's why I couldn't stay in Dallas. I had to get out to watch Mo 3 be assassinated, executed, running for his life down this highway in the middle of the day. Like it was this time of the day. Look how busy this is. And somehow he was forced to stop his car. Someone stopped their car as well, got out the car. He saw them, he must have recognized because he turned and started running down the highway in the middle of the day. And they shot him in the back. This make any more sense than the Tupac shit? How the hell was there enough time on a busy highway like this at this time of the day? Who does a shooting in the middle of a highway? She in the middle of the day. That's still no answer. It's always too hard to solve a rap murder. Another graveyard.